If you gave 100 professional stock pickers $10,000 each and one person $10,000 to put in a single index fund, who would have more money in 20 years? Studies show the index fund wins about 90% of the time. Today, we are explaining what an index fund actually is, why it works so well, and what makes it different from picking individual stocks yourself. An index fund is a type of investment fund that tries to match the performance of a specific group of stocks instead of trying to beat the market. Think of it like this. Imagine you want to taste every flavor of ice cream at a shop. You could pick one scoop at a time, hoping each one you choose is delicious. Or you could buy a sampler pack that gives you a tiny bit of every single flavor. An index fund is the sampler pack. It owns a small piece of many different companies all at once. The specific group of companies it owns is determined by an index. An index is just a list. It is a list of companies chosen by specific rules. One popular index tracks the 500 largest companies in the United States. When you buy shares of a fund that follows that index, you own a tiny slice of all 500 companies automatically. You are not picking which companies you think will succeed. You are buying all of them. The fund does not have a manager trying to outsmart the market. It simply copies the index. If one company in the index goes up, your fund goes up a little. If another company goes down, your fund goes down a little. Because you own so many companies, the success of one and the failure of another tend to balance out. Over time, as the economy grows, the overall group tends to rise. This is called passive investing, because the fund is not actively making decisions. It just follows the index automatically. Let us walk through a simple example with realistic numbers. Suppose you invest $1,000 in an index fund that tracks a broad group of large companies. You do not add any more money. You just let it sit for 10 years. Historically, a broad index of large companies has returned about 7% per year on average over very long periods. This is not a guarantee. Some years are higher, some years are negative, but let us use 7% as an illustrative average. After 1 year, your $1,000 grows to $1,070. That is 1,000 times 1.07. After 2 years, you have about $1,145. Notice you earned more in year 2 than year 1. That is because in year 2, you earned 7% on $1,070, not just the original $1,000. This is compound growth. After 10 years at 7% average annual return, your $1,000 grows to about $1,967. You nearly doubled your money without picking a single stock yourself. Now imagine you tried to pick individual stocks instead. You spend hours researching. You buy 10 different companies you think will do well. 3 of them do great. 4 of them do okay. 2 of them lose money. 1 goes out of business entirely. When you add it all up after 10 years, you might have $1,600. You made money, but less than the index fund. And you spent dozens of hours researching and worrying. The index fund just sat there and matched the market. This example shows why index funds are so popular. They deliver solid returns without requiring you to become an expert. A common misconception is that index funds are boring or too safe, so they must have lower returns than actively picking stocks. People think if you are not trying to beat the market, you are settling for less. But the data shows the opposite. Most people who try to beat the market by picking individual stocks or paying a professional manager to do it actually end up with lower returns after fees and mistakes. The reason is simple. Beating the market consistently is extremely hard. Even professionals get it wrong most of the time. When you pay fees to a manager who is trying to beat the market and that manager fails to beat it, You end up with less money than if you had just matched the market with an index fund. Index funds are not about settling, they are about being realistic. Matching the market over decades is a powerful strategy because the market itself tends to grow as the economy grows. You do not need to beat the market to build wealth. Matching it is enough. Here is the key takeaway. An index fund is not about getting rich quickly. It is about capturing the long-term growth of the economy by owning a little piece of many companies at once. You do not need to outsmart the market. You just need to stay invested and let compound growth do the work. Index funds make that simple. If you found this explanation helpful, consider subscribing so you do not miss future topics. Next time, we are looking at how inflation quietly eats away at your savings and what that means for your money over time. Thanks for watching.